All right, I'm live. Let me know when you're back. I don't know. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I can't tell whether the sound is on. Source, it's low? Really? Let me see my sound thing. Still low. Pump up the volume. I'm wondering whether it's not going through the speaker or not. It may just be going through the computer. Volume's up all the way. Let me just make sure. I don't know why I'm having trouble with it. This. This is frustrating. Can you hear me? Or is it low? You can hear me? The volume louder now? Same? I saw the lawsuit. I'm going to do a video on it tomorrow. You can hear me fine now? Okay. I saw the lawsuit. I'll do a video on it tomorrow. I didn't see it until this morning after I had done my videos. And I also saw an interview with the commissioner, and I wasn't going to do it on it. And then I saw a longer interview, and she's delusional. And she keeps saying Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese. Caitlin's like it's a two-way thing of popularity. She couldn't see the popularity coming. She called Diana Taurasi and Asia Wilson household names. That's hilarious. Anyway, I was looking at the Las Vegas odds. Yeah, I agree. You guys could hear me on the Las Vegas odds. It goes, this is a Super Bowl. 49ers and Chiefs are going back and forth between first and second. Ravens, Bills, Bengals, Lions, Texans, Eagles, Cowboys, Packers. Oh, this one switched. Dolphins. It's a different one. Packers are around close to 10. FanDuel. Here's FanDuel. Let's see. Chiefs, San Francisco, Baltimore. Baltimore, they never do anything in the playoffs. I mean, they could. I mean, recently, Lions, Eagles, Houston Texans. All right. We'll see. Super Bowl winner and regular season MVP. Chiefs and Mahomes, Bills and Allen, Bengals and Joe Burrow, Houston and CJ Stroud, San Francisco, Black Birdie. Raven and Lamar Jackson. What about, Gordon Love is next. All right, Jordan Love, Green Bay Packers. All right. Jordan Love would be 6 with the Packers for MVP, and I think make a lot of money and bet on that. You can hear me in Austin? All right, yeah. Go Packers. All right. Packers and Lions are going to have a great race for the division title this year, I think. I like the league. I like the Lions coach, although I think he blew that playoff game last year. They had that game won. Was that? It was a muff punt or something or long pass or something that was a one play that. That's true. Goff he's not a superstar. Let's put it that way. If their defense plays great, maybe you can get through and win a Super Bowl, but I don't. So we'll see. Like I said, I'm in Philadelphia. I moved here in '94, so I like the Eagles too, but I'm a Packers fan. That's where I grew up. I grew up with a Packers fan since I was 2. And then I grew up an hour from Buffalo, so I like the Bills. But the Packers are my team, my number 1 team. So luckily, all the Packers and the Eagles and the Bills are all good teams. But I was hoping the Bills and the Bills and the Packers would meet, and then I couldn't have I couldn't lose that game. Yeah, I gave up on him. He's playing fine with the Lions. I don't know. They didn't. Maybe he just wasn't right for the system they wanted to play. Chris is back. So did anybody watch the gold medal game yesterday? I only watched the second half of the women's game. The French kind of blew that game. They stopped doing what they were doing. It could have worked. But anyways, so the Packers, the only team to win 3 championships in a row. And I thought, I talked about this in the video today. What if the Packers and the Chiefs play in the Super Bowl and the Chiefs are going for 3 state championships and the only team that's done that is the Packers? Yeah, the ref. I was cheering for France too. That call out of bounds. I didn't understand how he got, and why couldn't the France coach from France challenge that? They did a sign with the monitor, and then there was no challenge. So I don't know. I was rooting for France. I wanted the corruption to end, and the only way to do that is for them to lose. And they'd have a lot more mud on their face if they lost than if they won by 1 point. Maybe it'll be enough to at least shake them up a little bit. We'll see. France stopped doing what they were doing, and they had the wrong guards in. They needed the guards that could penetrate and win the Super Bowl. Love wins Super Bowl MVP. Bank on it. All right, David, you must be a Packers fan. He's going to win one of these. He's going to win one sometime. The way he's looking right now, I'd be disappointed if he didn't lead the Packers to at least 1 Super Bowl win. Yeah, I know. People gave me a hard time about saying, "Oh, you're such a baby because your player isn't on the team. You won't root for him." I go, "No, that's not why. It's the corruption I'm upset about." Yeah, Gabby Williams played well, but They went away with what they should have been doing. They should have been driving towards the basket. They were like passing on the outside. Like they were like they weren't penetrating in the last 5 minutes of the game. Yeah, there is no ratings yet for games that were like 7 days ago, eight days ago. It was 2, 4, 6, 9, 8, 9 days ago. There's no ratings. They gave the ratings for the first two, and then when they saw the second one went down, they didn't give us for the third pool game. There's no ratings at all released. Yeah, they played good defense. It was a pretty physical game. That was the most, but it wasn't like dirty physical. It was just physical. I didn't see like, well, there was one that was hit in the head, but that was a U.S. player, and they didn't even call a foul. I couldn't understand how that wasn't a foul. U.S. got lucky. They just Coach Reeves is plays favorites. Like, what is she? What did she have against Sabrina Ionescu? She played like 6, 10, and 10 minutes in the elimination games. She's as good as any guard in the team. I'd rather have her out there than Chelsea Gray. Can't even move. And Copper wasn't getting any playing time to the last couple of rounds. They did release the men's ratings again. They released the men's ratings for the finals. They got like 20 million for the final game, but I didn't see the men's ratings for the other games. They did release them for the first two again, but they stopped releasing them after the first 2 rounds. It's bizarre. We should have them in 48 hours. Need to start a second WNBA? Yeah. For like what, seniors? See, for old and injured players, they probably get the same attendance as the new one, except for Caitlin Clark. All right. We'll find out what happens. She's like the PGA. Oh yeah, they call it rival. Could easily be challenged. They keep hinting Caitlin Clark's going to play. I don't know if Caitlin Clark's going to want to play in that 3x3 league. It's a good way to get injured too. If I was Caitlin Clark, I wouldn't help out Breanna Stewart. I don't have a problem with Collier, but and Gino's an investor too. I wouldn't want to help Gino. Gino's a jerk. And there was a bunch of investors. There's like, I saw about 8 investor names that I saw in there. But no, Breanna Stewart. She's a jerk. And that league will not succeed without Caitlin Clark. Not that one is just, I don't know, Vadim, are you missing a word? Not that one is just ones that the UConn click mostly young. I don't understand. Vadim, you need to reword that sentence. I don't understand it. Looks like you're missing a word or two. I'd rather play in Europe for a couple months than play for that 3x3 league. Okay. $28 million. All right. I take 20 wins, a good deal. Wow. The Diana Taurasi, video got 12,000 views in only 6 hours. Hopefully, people will like it and they'll subscribe. Oh yeah, got a bunch of subscribers because of it. 100 subscribers just from that video. Let's see. Her total contracts are over 40 million. Well, I don't know. That Nike one is 28 million, but the Wilson ball, I think that might be dependent on how many sales there are of the basketball. So that could be unlimited. Yeah, I watched the three on three a little bit in the Olympics, both the men and the women's, and maybe it's because I wasn't watching Superstars, but it didn't seem exciting to me. I'd rather watch regular basketball. So you're taking a boring version of a boring league. How is that? How is that a good investment? I would never invest in that unless someone said to me, Caitlin Clark signed up for it. How is the Unrivaled going to be different, Vadim? The best sports talk show on the internet. What's that? Mark and Rob's Sports Showdown? Full court on a smaller court. But that would make more sense. One-on-one competition is not that exciting, especially with women. They're just not that exciting of players. So unless it's Caitlin Clark against somebody, most of it'll be boring. One-on-one's not quite as exciting as it seems. Like Jordan against LeBron in their primes, that would be exciting. Jordan against Kobe, but Jordan would win. Jordan against LeBron would be more interesting because I don't know who would win that one. LeBron's bigger. I think Jordan would be at a disadvantage. Get bigger and stronger. Just run till you drop. There's going to be like 5 people on a team and you get like 2 subs. Is that what it was? It was like, I think it was 6 teams. I think it was 5 on a team. LeBron's not as fast as Jordan. I think Jordan is faster and quicker. The problem is he's just taller and bigger and stronger, and he would just play bully ball. And Jordan is a better defender, but he's size-wise it'd be a problem. Jordan's a better player overall, though. I'm not a LeBron hater. I actually think he's the second best player of all time. I don't understand LeBron haters saying he wouldn't make my top 20, wouldn't make my top 10. It's just like, dude, like get with the reality. I don't know. I don't agree with you, Joseph. I've seen Jordan's quick and fast. He looks more powerful, but that doesn't make him faster. Iverson would beat both of them. Iverson was the quickest person ever in the NBA. Sorry, just because you say I've seen it and remember I'm older than you, so I've seen it. How old are you, Joseph? My 65th birthday's coming up in a month. How far do the Fever go into the playoffs if they stay healthy with Temi? Well, All right. So the first round is only 3 games. So let's say they come in seventh. Let's say they come in seventh. They're going to play right now. So it was let me just see the standings again. Right now, it's the Connecticut Sun. Connecticut Sun has got a good defense. They'd be tough for them to beat. No, they're probably not going to go anywhere. It's the problem because they're probably going to come in seventh. Because they have Dejanay Carrington to cover Clark. And that's a problem because she's one of the best defenders in the league this year, supposedly. So, from what I've seen. So, I'm just going to slow her down. I'm not saying she's going to shut her down, but they got Bonner and Alyssa Thomas. They got a good front court. Yeah, it'd be a problem. That's why they're in second place. Yeah, people who think LeBron is better than Jordan, most of them didn't see Jordan play. And I don't have anything against LeBron, like I said. I think he was amazing in the Olympics. I think he's the best passer in the history of basketball. I'm not a hater. I actually think he's a better passer than Magic. And Stockton is more high percentage, but he was more conservative passer. Clark has gone a long way since early games. I understand. I'm just saying Carrington would slow her down some. That's all. I'm just saying the best chance you have against Clark, if you don't have way more talent than the other team, is to have a very good defender on her. I saw Jordan play live in Philadelphia a couple of times. Frazier was a great player, probably underrated because he was a very good defender. Rob was a big Walt Frazier fan. I have a video. You can look it up. It's under ultimaterankings.com, 25 greatest basketball players of all time. And Kobe fans didn't like it because I had it ninth. Now, Skip Bayless has LeBron ninth, which I thought was a joke. Skip Bayless. I'm surprised he even put him in his top 25, but thank heavens he got fired. Or at least he's lucky to have Scotty. Well, I mean, Scotty was a great player, but I don't know anybody that didn't have talent around him to win a championship. You can't do it yourself. Magic had a lot more than Worthy. It's a guy named Jabbar was on his team too. Cooper. Yeah, Byron Scott. Hey, those Lakers were stacked team. Yeah, the problem with them winning playoffs is sides is so bad. I understand they could pull an upset because it's a 3-game series, but I don't know if they're ready for a long playoff run this year. But you give this team has talent though. You give it another year, they could go really far, especially if you get Mitchell to start passing the ball and Smith to start playing defense, and they get Temi healthy and maybe develop Berger into playing 5 or 6 minutes backup point guard, and get what's her name back, Celeste Taylor back, play some defense for him sometimes when they got some person who's like hot and they need to shut him down. So many things. I mean, I don't understand how things can be so obvious to everyone but the people in the Fever. These things aren't really hard to see. Waving Saxon instead of Celeste Taylor. I mean, that is such an easy call. Right. Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with Dantas being on the roster because they have to have backup forwards of some type. I just have a problem with Saxon. She never plays, so what's the point of being on the team? Why would you waive her over Celeste Taylor? It's just like it's brain dead. Dantas is a little slow. Is the problem? She doesn't match up well with Clark, but she's fine for just to give him, like, if someone gets in foul trouble, or she doesn't. She tries to play team ball at least. She can shoot a little. Yeah. Wallace is fine for a backup. She's just not a starter. I don't know why everyone could see that, but Sides. Samuelson's not a starter either. Temi is. Yeah, they're not starters. They have 5 players that should start. And it's obvious. Temi, Melissa Smith should start. You just need to get her play better defense. She's got some talent. It just has an attitude problem. Like Mitchell has an attitude problem. Taylor for Wallace. Whatever. I'm just, Taylor may. I have no idea how Taylor would have turned out. Good, he would have turned out. I'm hoping she'll try to get her back, because I think she just signed a week-long contract with Phoenix. I don't know where she is. I mean, Mitchell can bail you out when the shot clock gets high. That's when you pass it to her, because she doesn't pass it back to anyone. The only time you passed her is when you couldn't work out a good play before, like when there's only 5 or 10 seconds left. I know she's going to Australia, but I don't think the season starts yet. I think she can still play, but she's not going to Australia permanently. She just took the contract because no one in the WNBA signed her, and she wanted to make some money playing basketball. You're on with Mitchell? Yeah. She's warming up to Clark a little bit. She says a really nice thing about her passing recently. I think she realizes that Clark can really make her a better player and make it easy for her to score. Yeah. Wheeler's she's not. I have no idea how she's making that much money in the WNBA. Now they have 5 good players, and if Temi's healthy, and they don't listen to Coach Sides, they just listen to Clark, that team could beat anyone on any day. Whether they could beat, like, New York in a 5-game series is another story. But who knows? Another 14 games, they may look great. When you've got, Clark can make everyone better. If Clark starts hitting her threes when she comes back, that team could be deadly. And Temi's healthy, that team could be deadly. I'm not saying they're going to win a championship this year, but they certainly have the makings of a good team. I don't see them going in a losing streak or anything when they come back, but they got to play some tough teams. They got to stop losing close, easy games that way they had leads and stuff. Yeah, she's only played like 10 games. So out of the 26, I think she played 8, came back for 2, and then she was gone again. So I think she's played 10 out of 26. The old guard fades in the second half. Yeah. Well, the people in the Olympics may be a little tired. They may be coming back from the Olympics. Everybody else got a break. So anyone who played in the Olympics, they may be a little tired. So what was that? Like, say, okay, so isn't there like how many kinetic that let's see. Does the New York Aces in the what do you call? Say, hang on. Okay, Bonner. Hang on. New York Aces had 3 players, right? New York Liberty. I'm sorry, New York Liberty. They had Sabrina, Brianna. They both played. So there's two. Phoenix Mercury doesn't matter because they won't meet them in the playoffs. But the Phoenix Mercury had Dinosaur, Copper, Griner. They had three players. In Minnesota, did they have four? Collier? No. They had Collier. Only one player in Minnesota? I thought they had more players than that. I'm missing somebody. Yeah, Taurasi shouldn't be tired. I miss Gray. What a great place for aces. Oh, I didn't look up the aces yet. All right, hang on a second. I thought I did. Oh, yeah, I didn't look up the aces yet. All right, the aces had. Yeah, they had Plum, Jackie Young, Chelsea. They had four people on the aces. Aces should be undefeated with four Olympic people on their team. Oh, yeah, that's right. The Marbury got traded. I think it's going to hurt Chicago. This guy. That's right, Robert. Let's go. All the corruption. So when I the research I did is that it looks like they answer to the USA Basketball, which is composed of 15 members. That's all I know. I'm not sure who USA Basketball. I think they answer to the US Olympic Committee. Yeah, Aces had four. I just named those. So yeah, maybe the players, their star players might be tired from the Olympics. Who knows? I'm sure. They can't be tired from the fan attention. They didn't get any. They can't be exhausted from signing autographs. So well, let's see. Did I see Dr. J play? Yeah, but not in person. I saw Dr. J play. Yeah, I remember the first time I saw Dr. J play was in the NBA ABA All-Star game. And I never saw him play in the ABA. And he stole the ball and went and dunked the basketball where he basically took off almost from the foul line. And I was watching with a brother of mine and my dad, and we almost jumped out of our seats. And so some reason that particular highlight wasn't saved. Like there's part of these NBA WA All-Star games, some of the tape was lost. So the play itself that I saw, that I have this vivid memory of, you can't find. But I thought Dr. J was the most exciting player I ever saw until Michael Jordan came around. And then it wasn't close after that. I thought Jordan put me in a trance when I watched him play. LeBron's an exciting player. Curry's exciting. Kobe was exciting. But Jordan is my number one athlete of all time. I like when he was in his prime, I was like, I couldn't believe what he could do on a basketball court and how he could control a game, especially the last 5 minutes of a playoff game. He just basically said, "Hey, I'm better than everybody else. I'm taking over." The number of times he did that in his career was so amazingly, the number percentage-wise that he did it in the playoffs was amazing. And that's why LeBron can't touch him. Sorry. And he's playing amazing for 39. Your favorite was Dirk. Dirk was good. He willed that Dallas team to the championship, outplayed LeBron. It's kind of like sometimes you have to lose once. Like in the Super Bowl, teams used to have to lose once before they won after that. To be like Mike. Yeah. I should have shaved off earlier than that, but my mother always liked Yul Brenner. Remember Yul Brenner? She told me to shave it earlier. So, yeah, people who don't shave their head, I go, just shave it off. I go, but if you might have a bad looking scalp or a bad looking shaped head. Like I've seen basketball players that have funny shaped heads, and I go, oh, Bonanza. That's not Yul Brenner. Anyway, yeah, the commissioner came out with an interview, and it was really stupid. Yul Brenner, yeah, he looked better without hair than he did with hair because his eyebrows stuck up. He had like interesting eyes, and women liked his with the shaved head because you see a picture of him on Internet Movie Database, and he looked better with shaved head, which a lot of people can't look better. You want to see what I look like with hair? You have to go to my Facebook account. Gunsmoke, Big Valley. Those are old. Big Valley. I was really young when those came out. I hardly remember. I remember Magnificent Seven. All the other ones, I think I remember Bonanza because that went around for like 20 years, right? And Gunsmoke, but yeah, he was in Westworld too. I remember that. I remember, yeah. Wasn't he left-handed or something like that in the Bonanza one? What was his name? Who's the one that died with the nice hair? What was his name? Michael, whatever his name. What was his name? Michael Landon. Yeah, isn't he left-handed? I think I remember liking him because I'm left-handed and he was left-handed or something like that. That's why I liked Sandy Koufax when I was younger, because he was left-handed. Because there wasn't a lot of left-handed athletes. Haas was Don Blocker. Then there was this, who was that guy? Chet Walker or something like that. He played, what was that? Guy's like 6'6", dark hair, handsome guy. What was his name? He was on one of those Westerns. I can't remember. Let's see. I have to look it up. What history settings? Why'd they do that to me? Hang on a second. Search engine. Clint Walker. Yeah, Clint Walker. Let me look. What was the name of his show that wasn't he in a Western or something like that? He didn't become a big star like Clint Eastwood, but he had a career. He was in the Dirty Dozen, but didn't he have a show? Didn't he have a Western show? Let's see. Cheyenne. That was before my time. No, he had one in the 60s, I thought. Oh, yeah. No, I don't know. I thought he had one when I was live. I remember the Time Tunnel. Right, came around Star Trek time. Chuck Connor's the rifleman. Now we're talking. Fess Parker and Davy Crockett. Remember that Lauren Green was the dad. John Wayne. Yeah, I wasn't a big John Wayne fan. Wild Wild West. Okay. Those were I'll have to look that one up again. Those, I forget the guy's name now. That was a good show. I used to watch that one. Robert Conrad and Ross Martin were in Wild Wild West. That was a 65 to 69. That was a good show. It seemed like ahead of its time, but I think Time Tunnel only lasted like one season or something. Said, I don't know what macho is, but if I'm anything, I'm it. That's like when Howard Cosell said to Muhammad Ali, "You're awful trunculent today." And he goes, I don't know what that means, but if it's good, I'm it. Only leave it to Howard Cosell to use the word trunculent instead of talkative. Yeah, I was an Ali fan. Hang on. I got to respond to this text. Give me 1 second. Conrad is 5'8", so taller than yeah. Tom Cruise is supposed to be only like 5'7" or so. He was at the Olympics. They just kept showing him in the Olympics. I forget which one I was watching. Then there was this Western. Oh gosh, now I can't remember the guy's name. Hang on a second. What was the guy? Oh, what was this? Oh, settings. All right. All right, let me check something. The Lone Ranger. I remember that. Hi-Ho Silver. Now, was I watching the reruns? There was also the Cisco Kid too. Wasn't there like a show, the Cisco Kid? Lone Ranger. Let's see what years that was on. All right. The Lone Ranger started. I don't know which one's the show here. Hang on. He's got one in 56. Was that a TV show? And then not a TV show. That's a movie. Let me just see. All right, the Lone Rangers was from 1949 to 1957. So I must have been watching the repeats because I remember the Lone Ranger. Yeah, it was before my time. I remember watching the repeats. I think they used to have it on like Saturdays or something like that. I somehow remember that show. There was a guy, he won 3 Oscars. What was his name? The actor's name for best supporting actor. Oh, Walter Brennan. That was his name. The Guns of Will Sonnet. That's it. Then there was this Western I liked called The Guns of Will Sonnet with Walter Brennan. And he used to always, his catchphrase line was, "No brag, just fact." That's what he said. It's him and his son going around trying to help people out and stuff. I don't know if you remember that show, The Guns of Will Sonnet with Walter Brennan. Bobby, you can hear again? Yeah, it was an interesting show. Got pretty high rating up here, 7.6 too. And he walked around with his son. That scraggly voice. Rawhide. I'll tell you though, my favorite Western of all time for movies is Outlaw Josie Wales. I love that movie. I think that was Clint Eastwood's best Western, even though Unforgiven is sometimes thought of that. I've seen that movie about a dozen times. Really? With Walter Brennan? What's the name of the movie? Because I'm on Walter Brennan's thing right now. What year? With James Garner? Okay, how about The Shakiest Gun in the West? There's a Western. There's a funny Western with Don Knotts. You have it in your library? Yeah, although Josie Wales is my favorite. But hello from Norway. Hey, Robert. What's going on? From Norway? Oh, really? You had a couple good runners in the Olympics, but they didn't win the 1500 and they didn't win the 400 IM, right? Or when he won the 5000 though, that guy. He won the 5000. He got what did he get the? Did he come in fourth in the 1500 or third in the 1500? The American Cole Hocker got the 1500. Fourth. He got fourth. Yeah, he got fourth, and then he got 5,000 is a better race, but it's actually excellent 1500 too. But he hasn't been winning it lately. The World Championships he lost the last 2 years, but he won the gold last time 3 years ago. And then in the 400 IM, was it Rye or I think Rye Benjamin won? We won the decathlon. Did you? Did you? The guy from Norway won the decathlon? Yeah, if there's not an American way up there. The American was from Michigan State. My brother knows he is, right? Yeah, he didn't do that good. I think he made like fifth or something. I thought the races were great, though. The best race was the 400 meters. What was the guy's name? Is it Quincy? He came back from like nowhere in the last like 20 meters. It really, yeah. Right. Who's the tall actor Antonio Banderas? What do you mean, who's the tall actor? Who's the tall version of Antonio Banderas? There was a lot of good races, so I approved it. Support your local sheriff. Didn't you do 2 movies? Support your local gunfighter and support your local sheriff. That was with Oh, okay. Yeah, I've seen that movie. Walter Brennan was in that one too. All right, let me just see. Yeah, I got it. 7.5. Yeah. I think he did 2 movies. Um, there were 2 movies like that. Support your local gunfighter or something like that. Yeah, Hassan is crazy. So in the last Olympics, she ran the 1500, which she got a bronze, and then she won in the 5 and the 10,000. This Olympics, she ran the 5,000 and the 10,000, which she got bronze in both of those, and then she won the marathon. I can't believe how much running she does in just one Olympics. I wonder why I guess she switched the marathon for the right reason because she's great at distance. But the last Olympics, I can't believe how many heats she had to run, and she still got 2 golds and a bronze. She must have unbelievable endurance. She's got such a small frame, like her bones look small. She's not just skinny, but her bones are small. She's so light. It doesn't take as much energy for her to run. And she's tall though for compared to some of the other women. But that same woman won the 5,000 and 10,000 this year. Go Fever and Packers. Yes. Packers #1, baby. They're going to win the Super Bowl, right? What's up with Childs? Who's Childs? Go Fever. Will she ever get the bronze? If Caitlin Clark played in that game against France, there's no way they would have had 25 points in the first half. That's all I have to say. There's just no way. They would have won that game. It's just like all they needed was someone to facilitate an offense at some kind of speed besides the dinosaur speed. Is she? Oh, she in the booth? I saw the photos of her going to the Yankees game and stuff like that. Well, she's so well spoken and intelligent. It wouldn't be a surprise there. One guy's trolling my website. He keeps saying negative things all the time. A couple of guys, a couple haters. Guys call me. They said we were dumb. Caitlin speaks English. Bianca del Toro. That's what you're talking about? Oh, yeah, he's a good actor. Where's Rob? He's at work. Mr. Terrible's here. All right. Yeah, I agree, Vadim. My dad, I know it's hard to know whether you're objective yourself, but my dad, he had his faults, but he was really objective in life. He could rate his kids whether they were, good or bad at something compared to other kids. He didn't always overrate them and underrate them, and he was good at doing that in sports too. He would not overrate and underrate teams just because he liked them or players and stuff like that. And I learned from that from my dad. And I'm not saying I'm perfect at it, but sports fans are terrible at being objective. So, and you notice that on social media, there's no rhyme or reason to their opinions. They're not even close to being real. In fact, Rob will tell you I taught him something about objectivity when basketball season started. And he told me the Knicks were going to win the NBA championship. I go, Rob, they just lost a key player. And they're not, there's no way they're going to beat Boston even if they had anybody. He kept saying, no, Knicks, man. I go, all right. And then he later said he learned a lesson. He even put that on one of the videos. Like the people that hate Caitlin Clark told us that like we're not being objective, but I don't think so because she ended up being her passing improved even more than I thought it was going to be, and just in the 26 games she's played in the WNBA, and I thought she was the best passer I ever saw before, and I think she's 25% better now. Well, black man, you're not anything. You're like you're like you have like maybe the dumbest opinions that anyone comes on my website. But I don't think you're honest. I don't even think you're. I think you're just joking most of the time. So I don't take you seriously. Now you can tell me if I don't like if I start talking about the Packers like they're the best team in the league and they're 4-5. Let me know. But I don't think that's the case. World Black. Actually, I think Angel Reese is a bit of an airhead. To tell you the truth, I heard her grade point average like 1.8, and she almost flunked out of LSU. Yeah, like you hear me criticize Caitlin Clark's shortcomings all the time on my channel. That a Caitlin Clark hater doesn't do that. I mean, a Caitlin Clark lover who doesn't evaluate objectively doesn't do that. Now, do I think she could be the greatest player of all time? 100% absolutely. The way she can make players around her better. Like you compare her to Diana Taurasi. She's going to be better than Diana Taurasi. Yeah, she needs to work on a lot of little things. And her on-ball defense needs to improve. And that's because she had terrible stance, and people pointed out. She didn't bend her knee. She doesn't move her feet enough. She reaches in too much. But she has the potential to be an excellent, excellent defender. She's got good enough speed and quickness, good size. She's got good instincts. She can jump a little bit. She's aggressive. She has everything she could be a great defender. She just slacked off a little in college because she ran 80% of the offense. And then she picked up some bad habits of not, slouching off a little bit. And that's one thing you could say about her on her defense in college was that her on-ball defense wasn't up to snuff. And her mid-game is not always up to snuff. But she has unlimited potential to make players around her better. And unlimited potential basketball player because she's such a hard worker and an excellent athlete. She might not be as quick or as fast as some of the women in the WNBA, but she's not slow. I'd say she's above average in speed. And she plays quickly, I don't know. We'll see, Bobby. I don't know if that's true. I think when you run the show, you have less energy on defense. And that's what the problem was. And that's why she picked up a bad habit in college about not always using that. But she plays very good off-ball defense that she doesn't get credit for by haters. What do you think? How do you think she gets blocks and steals and stuff like that? Because she doesn't play defense? No, she plays good off-ball defense. But she needs to really prevent her women from cutting and make sure she's always there to prevent the three-point shot. She's got to keep the woman in front of her, and she's got to go watch what Jrue Holiday does when he plays defense. So, but if you look at her, Diana Taurasi is not a great defender. She never made an all defensive team in college or in high school. I mean, college or in pros. When I say college, in college or WNBA, she doesn't get that many steals or blocks. So, Phoebe should get Gabby Williams, yeah. Well, she's not an elite defender now. No, she can be. I agree. I can define elite defender. I think Jackie Young and DeJounte Carrington are good defenders at guard position. And Copper actually plays good defense. And so does Carter. I don't like her. She plays good defense. Yes, I think she picked up bad habits in college on defense. And I think Bluter realized that if Clark got in foul trouble, they would automatically lose. And if you play more intense defense and better defense, you play more aggressive defense and you tend to get more fouls. So I agree, Mr. Terrible. And that's the problem is she's burning up so much energy as the point guard, and not just a regular point guard, but a point guard who likes to play fast and who has the ball in her hands 95% of the time. I mean, she doesn't, but you should have her in her hand 95% of the time. And that takes energy. So not only should she has the ball in her hands more than most point guards, she plays faster and more upbeat. So it's going to drain more energy than any other position. If you get more fouls, it wears you out for offense. Well, the fouls don't wear you out. But she gets in foul trouble, things are bad. Yeah, so she'll always I don't think she'll see. Michael Jordan was not a point guard, except for 1 year they made him a point guard. But so he had a little bit more energy left over to play on defense. And I'm not comparing her to Michael Jordan. I'm merely saying that he didn't have to use quite as much energy up as a shooting guard than you do a point guard. All right, Bobby, good. Yeah, I agree with you. But that doesn't mean she can't become a very good defender. And isn't that what's necessary for her to be the GOAT? She doesn't have to be elite defender. She just has to be a very good defender. She has to make sure she's not a liability on defense. She has to be better than an average defender if she wants to be the GOAT. Because what's Diana Taurasi? Like I said, she's never made an all-defensive team. You can't call her an elite defender. I don't know how good she was in her prime. I didn't watch her enough. But you certainly can't be any better than above average. Yeah, Caitlin Clark is too good a passer to become a shooting guard. She's the best She's the best passer in women's basketball history already as a rookie. So I saw this. I haven't made a video about this. Let me know if you think I should make a video about this. I think I mentioned it on one of my videos. I'm in this website. And where's Woke Black Man? Is he still here? Okay. And I came across this website, and it was like 3 black guys, and 2 of them were really fat. And they started talking about Caitlin Clark. And the one guy says, Caitlin Clark, this is like right when the season was starting. He goes, Caitlin Clark is not a WNBA point guard. Who cares about what I'm talking about now, Bobby? I haven't heard the story yet, so how do you know? Are you talking about who cares? Okay. Is Woke Black Man Rock? A lot of really good guards play D when it's needed and back off the rest of the time for reasons we pointed out. She can and will be with the right coach. So not side. Yeah, sides can't teach defense. If she could teach defense, they wouldn't be second last in the league in defense right now. I think they were last in the beginning of the year. Oh, okay. Anyway, I was just joking because I want to make a joke about Woke. Anyways, so the one guy says, I don't think Caitlin Clark is a WNBA point guard. And the other guy goes, yeah, I thought that right away when I saw her play at Iowa. So I said, are you guys insane? I said, have you watched her play? And she's the best passer I've seen in women's basketball history. Why would you not be point guard? I said, you guys don't know anything about basketball. Quit making comments about it. I left a note on. I left a note with a different profile than my channel website. And the one guy says to me, I go, you guys obviously don't know anything about basketball. You look like idiots, intelligent. The other guy says to me, well, one guy played D1 basketball. I said, I don't care if you're Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson. Your take is stupid. You don't turn. They go, what they're saying is she's a good shooting guard too. I go, yeah. So you don't turn her into a shooting guard just because she's a good shooting guard. You don't take away her passing. No one's ever done that in the NBA. Turned the greatest passer they've ever seen into a shooting guard. Nobody would do that. So, anyways, I just thought it was stupid. But I want to go back to him now and say something to him after the 19 assists. Rob and Woke Black Man never speak at the same time. I didn't pick up on that. Joseph says you put CC in the court and you're paying attention to the players, you've missed the game. I agree. I was in a trance when Michael Jordan when he played. I was in a trance when he was on the court, and I'm in a trance when Caitlin Clark is on the court. I watch her the entire time. I don't think she's going to be the same as Michael Jordan in the ways we talked about, but she has the same it factor. Yeah, he could be. He could be taken. He might have been on break from work and just came on for a couple minutes. Woke Black Man is AJ Wilson. Yeah, I've never seen them at the same time either. Woke Black Man and Angel Reese are the same people. So far, Woke Black Man is 3 other people. We got to limit it down to one person. I think he's just being sarcastic. I don't really take him seriously. Just look at his name. He just comes in every time I'm live. He comes in for like 20 minutes or 15 minutes or whatever, and he makes some sarcastic or contrarian type opinions and then leaves. He came in twice he's come in and tried to convince us that Leah Boss and Caitlin Clark got in a fight at practice. Yep. It can't be me, right? Unless I'm typing in at the same time and I'm doing it. I guess I could do that. Rib isn't exposed. Could be scripted. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not that clever with computers. I don't know how I'd do that. AI. Someone thought Rob was an AI because he's not that animated when he speaks. He was serious too. He goes, "No, sorry." I go, "Rob's real." He goes, "Oh, sorry." The guy was serious. He wasn't making a joke. I said, "No, Rob's real. He's a nice guy too." And he goes, "Oh, sorry. He just looks very, like when his mouth moves." So, Bobby, you were in here earlier for football discussion. Do you have a favorite football team, Bobby? Rob doesn't speak a lot. Like sometimes I get him questions and try to open it up, and he doesn't give me a long answer. So, but usually I'm doing more talking because I'm the one that chose the topic, and then I did research on it. So I got to set up the topic. I know people say that I talk more, but I'm also a lot of times I'm just setting up the facts and the conversation and the topic. You watch Motorsports and Caitlin Clarkin. Brees Hall is a good pick in fantasy. You've gone back to politics. I don't know. I don't think his wife. I think his wife lets him speak. I'll have to ask him that. So, oh, Bobby, I saw your comment today. Did you see my response to that? It was funny. I want to use it as a video title and actually do a video on it. I still do criminal defense work part-time, but I'm devoting more on this. Like I have a case on Thursday I have to go to. So I'm not retired. I'm still licensed. I still practice. I couldn't do it full time and do this because this takes a lot of time because I choose all the topics. I do research. I have to watch other videos. I have to edit all the videos. I have to make the thumbnails. I have to answer comments. This is like a lot of work. I'm trying to build up the channel though, so I have to put the work in. Who's JJ? What are you talking about? Oh, Justin Jefferson. Oh, is undervalued in the first round this year. Are you talking to me, Jasmine? What inspired me to do this? Is that you asking me that? Okay. I originally went to school for sports radio and sportscasting. And then I ended up getting a degree in hotel management. Then I went to law school. And then I have an ultimate ranking site too. And I did a lot of sports and I wrote articles for that too. And I had a website and a YouTube channel, but cold hard cash. So I always liked basketball and football. And I saw YouTube channels I didn't think were very good or their opinions weren't very smart. So I said, I can do better than that. So I started it, but I didn't want to just talk into the camera. I didn't think I was good enough. So I wanted a second person. So I asked Rob. I knew him from high school. Let's see. No, I wouldn't defend him. He doesn't pay anyways. What's the point? Uh, Mark does have a Saul Goodman vibe. I do not, Mr. Terrible. Robert is woke. Who's Robert? Bob? Bob or Robert? There's no Robert. Oh, he's Norwegian. Some guy said he went to our channel, right? And he made a comment. He goes, "The Jewish guy." He thought I was Jewish. I go, "Where do you get Jewish?" Robert is woke. Oh, by the way, we have super chats and super thanks down below if you want to contribute to the channel. I got PayPal links underneath the videos too, by the way. All right, we're up to 12 people. We're cruising. Are you guys gonna come for the live stream on Friday? I'll do that. Doesn't affect my social life. It ends at 9:30 or so. I go out after that. Do I think women's basketball will keep the momentum during football season? It's going to drop off some because I think football is the most popular sport in the country, and you got college football and NFL, so it's going to drop off some. But Caitlin Clark will keep the energy going. Yeah, Taurasi's going to go for gold for 7. She's going to stick around 4 more years. She's going to come out in a wheelchair. But I'll keep doing videos until Caitlin Clark videos until the end of the season. I don't know. After that, I don't know if I'm going to keep doing that or just wait till the season starts again, because there's so much gossip and news about Caitlin Clark. I can make a video every day, but I want to try to establish a football following too. So I started I put 2 football videos up today, one on the Green Bay Packers and one on the potential for an 18-game season. So yeah, I have my doubts whether she's going to play in that unrivaled league. She knows that it won't succeed without her. At least I don't think it will. How could it be more? How could it succeed without Caitlin Clark? If the WNBA is losing money and this is a boring version of WNBA, how could it? I don't understand how it could make money. I don't know why anyone would invest in it. That's why there's so many investors, because each one of them didn't invest very much money. There was like 10 investors listed. I think Carmelo Anthony was one of them. I don't want to play unrivaled to get injured. Although they only have a 40-game season. Like the NBA, they play 82 games. So, Mr. Pickle Pants is here. My friend is called Pickle Man. He actually delivered pickles for a living. He's retired from that. So I told him, hey, there's a pickle. I got to write it down because there was someone named Pickle on it that came on a website. I couldn't remember his name. I just knew it was Pickle was in it. And he wrote it down. Mr. Pickle Pants. I got it. All right, what do we got here? I had to send a text. So, all right. All right. I'd rather talk about Westerns than politics. This is a sports show. We don't do politics. I've avoided politics the only time I talk about politics is when I have to make fun of the very far left for being too woke and too PC and being biased against Caitlin Clark. Mark, Bobby, Robin Lundberg lost my respect when he said, when they were forming the Olympic team, he goes, all right, there's 5 or 6 people that should be locks on this team. And she mentioned Diana Taurasi. And I challenged him on it. And I said, no, she shouldn't be on the team. And he said, yeah, she should be there for experience and her defense. I said, are you serious? It doesn't, that does not look good right now. Ben Daniels, AK Nation is good. And Ben Daniels is good. He's a little serious. Ben Daniels gets all, he's very serious. I don't think he's ever cracked a smile before. AK Nation, he can be funny, but he drags his videos out. So I like them more condensed. Caitlin can also join Athletes Unlimited during the off season with Lexi Hall. What's Athletes Unlimited? There's another league. Yeah, Mick puts out so many videos a day. He put out 21 videos one day. Yeah, I agree, Mr. Terrible. I'm right. His titles are misleading. They're out and out lies, in fact, and I don't like that. And so is what's his name? Who's the guy? Oh, what's his name? Hang on. I don't like lying titles. I don't like that. John the Liquidator. He also has titles that are basically lies. The content doesn't match his thing. Chicks Dig Scars podcast he's actually good. He has very similar takes that I do. We think a lot alike. He says he's a coach. He's in Philadelphia too, just like I am. Only I have no idea who he is because he has no personal information up on his thing. You can't even see a picture of him. You don't even know who he is. It's very weird. Like I researched like his email and stuff. I can't figure out who he is. He fell asleep. Really? Okay. I also listened to Andrea. Wait, what's her name? Andrea Russell, right? Andrea. Who's CDS? I don't know who CDS is. Oh, Chicks. Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay. Chicks Dig Scar podcast. Yeah. And Adrian Ross is good too. There's also some other ones that have misleading titles, like who's this other channel that does misleading titles? I don't like that. Well, Dennis Rossi's 3 years older than LeBron, so I don't know. LeBron looks like he could go for a while though. He just is amazing at 39. He's almost 40 years old. John the Liquidator. Yeah, he has his titles are out and out lies. I don't like that. I stopped even going to his videos. It says in the headline what it's about, and then it's completely different. There's nothing in there's no substance to it when I get there. And his grammar's not very good either. That's kind of annoying. Diana was never physically more dominant than the other top players. No, she's got one MVP. Why are they calling her the GOAT? I did a video on this. She never made a defensive team. She's one MVP, only a couple of championships in 20 years. That's not that impressive. It's just the UConn thing, I swear to God. Because they're going to try to, now that the UConn people are going to try to push Brianna Stewart as the GOAT. And then the A'ja Wilson fans are all going to get upset and they're going to start arguing. It's going to be a white-black thing. Look at. Yeah, Mr. Terrible. I watched the second half of that game, and and he put his starting point guard back in there, and she couldn't drive to the basket. She wasn't quick enough, and she wasn't tall enough, and that's when they lost. She was just taking shucking up threes that she missed, and they're just passing around the perimeter and they weren't driving to the basket, which is what opened up their game and got their shots. They were playing. They just went. Their offense got all stagnant, and you need to take that guard out with the long hair, the brunette with the long hair. Their other guards were quicker and could penetrate, and they blew that lead. Yeah, I never felt France was going to win. I just didn't think they were going to win. I just looking at that game, the chances of them winning are pretty slim. Yeah, I know, but I don't know their guards that well. But the guard they had that started for them. Who was saying they're the best team ever? Someone actually said that. Best team ever. The Dream Team could beat them. No problem. Even today, the Dream Team could beat them. The greediest all time for Taurasi. That's in my video today. Yeah, I don't know. She didn't see the line. She was in such a hurry to get the shot off. She almost got fouled. It was borderline with foul, but they didn't want to call foul, I guess, in that. Yes, I heard it. I haven't had time to research it. For discrimination. So, oldest and most injured team. Most injured for sure. And oldest. As far as I can tell, they never had a team where they had no one under the age of 26 on their team. The U.S., the women's basketball team. Never. And they never had a team this old. I think they should have to finish the series, like play a best of 5 against Team WNBA, and they're down 1-0. Let them let's play a couple more times, and let's just see if they can beat them more than once. That'd be interesting to see. Because I think they can. I don't think that was a fluke. I think they could beat him again. I'm not saying they would beat him 4-1 or anything. Yeah, I heard that. That's a shame. She got pregnant during the season, I guess. I guess I haven't found out the details of it. I just saw the headline about it. Well, we'll find out. Her lawyer wouldn't just take a federal case against him if there wasn't something to it. Because that's a federal case is more work. Cher Reid, the GOAT of coaches, literally the GOAT of coaches. They should fire him before. That's what I've been saying that all along. They should fire that committee. You know, I don't think. I guess they are injured. I'm not sure age had a lot to do with it, though. They still had plenty of young players on their team. They were like 20, almost all of them were like 26 to 32, 33. I'm not sure. They just play slow because that's the way they're used to playing. They just didn't have Caitlin Clark to get them moving. It wasn't like they were playing a bunch of 35-year-olds. The commissioner is incompetent. I agree with that, Robert. She's clueless. I've heard her in interviews. She's clueless. She doesn't know anything about sports. In fact, she didn't come from a sports background. I've heard an interview. She came from a marketing background, and she's terrible at marketing. So what good is she? She doesn't know sports, and she doesn't know marketing. She doesn't realize her product is bad and has had 5 years to try to clean it up and take the prison ball out, and she hasn't done that. David Stern figured out, I can't have players fighting. You guys leave the bench. I'll suspend you. You guys dress like gang members. I'm not allowing it. He figured out how to market individuals. David Stern was a genius in that way. She's an idiot. Engelbert and Dunn. Yes, that everybody in Indiana Fever needs to be fired, including the owner. If you could fire an owner, I'd do it. I wonder, Bobby, if she cut down on the physicality, whether the players would really object. She doesn't work for the players. She works for the owners anyways. So that's what a commissioner does. A commissioner works for the owners. She doesn't work for the players. So if the owners have a half a brain, they'd realize their game would be more appealing if they took out some of the physicality. Because if you take out the physicality, the game would open up and they'd probably play faster. Right, but I get the LGBT thing. I still think it's the physicality of the game that turns people off, and the lack of speed that they play it at. We'll see. I mean, Paige Beckers plays fairly upbeat, and she's coming in next year. Juju Watkins plays upbeat. The league could change. It's going to be a slow process. I don't know. I understand ideology. It's just that you've got a job to do. And if it's not working, you have to do it. Like the marketing chief officer, what was his name? Cook? I'm sure he probably wanted to handle it differently than he did, but he had so much pressure from these people not to market a Caitlin Clark that he didn't market Caitlin Clark. But at some point, that's what they hired you to do. You kind of have to say, hey, we'll get somebody else to do it. That's what he should have done. He should have started looking for another job. He could not let me market it properly. And then he used the excuse, I didn't know she was going to be popular. Yeah. Like who couldn't see this coming? Someone gets these views, like 20, outdoes the men in the NCAA tournament for the first time ever, and gets 55,000 people to show up for an exhibition game. Who couldn't see that coming? All her jerseys sell out. I couldn't see it coming. Oh my God. The 5-year-old could see it coming. I know. I heard her speech at the ESPYs. That was a bit much for me. And it was like, it's almost like, oh, please, everyone, all black people in the world, please love me. Look at how humble I am. And something. You know what? Because Paige Beckers didn't win the award because she was white. She was the best player in the country that year. So, and she got publicity because she went to UConn. It wasn't because she was white either. She went to UConn and was the best player in the country. That player always gets a lot of publicity. So I didn't really think it was necessary to say what she said. I don't know. I think Paige is an excellent player. She has a really good all-around game. She's a better defender than Caitlin Clark, and she has fewer turnovers. But she can shoot. She can pass. I don't think she's as good as Caitlin Clark, and I don't think she will be as good as Caitlin Clark when she has her whole career done in the WNBA. But I think she's an excellent player. You think Paige sounds ghetto? I never noticed that. Like, I have a friend who knows basketball, and he said he thought Paige was a more complete player. He didn't say a better player than Caitlin Clark. So I say she's a very good player. She played well in the NCAA tournament until she came up against Clark and Indiana Fever. She didn't have a very good game, but the 2 rounds before that, she played really well. She had, Sue Bird is pretty. Why is she a lesbian? There's no correlation there. Yes, I agree, Vadim. Uh, they liked her more before she became popular. They're jealous of her. Well, Stewie, I don't like at all. She's a piece of crap. That's about the nicest thing I can think of to say about her. And she's extremely jealous of Caitlin Clark. Way, way jealous. And she doesn't sound very bright when she talks either. Yeah, I agree with that. She doesn't sound very bright. Paige is bright, but I don't. Brianna Stewart doesn't sound bright when she speaks. She just doesn't impress me. Yeah, I don't understand Sue Bird's his girlfriend. All right, woke black man's back. Woke black man, they think you're actually Rob in disguise. Robert kissed my feet at the BMM match. March. All right. I'll tell you though, since we're talking about Paige Beckers, I think it's an interesting concept coming up about Paige Beckers and Juju Watkins, who's going to win Player of the Year next year. Because I think that's going to be a really close race if they both remain healthy. It may come down to which team does better, which it really shouldn't, but because USC's picked up some good recruits, and so did UConn, and UConn had 5 injuries last year, so they're going to be really good this year, which is sad because I don't like UConn. I don't like Gino. I don't have any problems. I don't have anything against USC. So, isn't it interesting that the 3 best coaches in women's basketball are not likable? Gino, Dawn Staley, and what's her name from LSU? What's her name? I just dropped her name. Yeah, I mean, Paige has like a better 2-point game than Caitlin Clark. She's a better defender. Clark is clearly a better passer, though, and has better 3-point shot. But yeah, Paige is an excellent player. I just don't think she's as good as Caitlin Clark. She certainly wasn't last year. That's why Clark got Player of the Year. But she also had 2 injuries, but she should be back this year. She's probably going to tear it up next year. Juju Watkins is good, but not as good as her fans think she is. She had a bad shooting percentage for a high volume shooter, and she had more turnovers than assists. But she's a very good rebounder, and she can score, and she's a good defender. Yeah, I agree with Caitlin Clark is a better player. She's more impactful. She makes her teammates better more. And that's why I think Caitlin Clark will be the best player of all time. You heard it here first. You know, it's not a guarantee, but you know, when you just her ability to control a game and make her team better, I don't see that in women's basketball. Oh, I agree, Bobby. I'm look at Juju Watson's going to be a fantastic player. She maybe end up the greatest player of all time because she's so athletic. But I'm just saying she averaged a half a point more than Caitlin Clark did her freshman year, but she took 4 more shots. Her shooting percentages weren't as good as Caitlin Clark's freshman year. Her stats aren't as good, I thought, as freshman year. They're very close because she had a little bit more rebounds and a better defender than Caitlin Clark. But she will be a fantastic player. I'm not putting her down at all. I'm just merely telling you that people are unaware that her shooting percentage was so low and that she had more turnovers than assists, and they don't even see that. They just see, she scores a lot of points. I'm just tired of discussing it with people. I'm just going to enjoy it as a fan. Yeah, I agree with you. So we'll see. Like I said, she may end up being the 3-time player of the year, or she may not. We'll see. She's pretty quiet. She doesn't say much. So I don't have anything against her, except she chose Angel Reese's Rookie of the Year, but she's only 18. Whatever. Got to choose Angel. She's got double doubles. She's a double double machine. Anyways, it's 8:00. So I'll see you guys Friday at 7:30, and I'll see you next Monday at 8. And I mean 6 at 6. I hope Rob's going to be here next Monday. 2 a.m. there. Oh, okay. All right. So Friday at 7:30 and next Monday at 6 Eastern time, of course. Yeah, it'd be a travesty if Caitlin Clark ever gets hurt. Just be healthy. And eventually, I guess it'll happen. Someone of them gets hurt, but you're awoke at 2 a.m. All right. So I'm gonna end this broadcast tonight, right now, and then we'll see you guys Friday or next Monday. And then enjoy the videos. I'll have some videos out tomorrow about the commissioner and the lawsuit. I'll look into that lawsuit and see what I can find to comment on it from a legal standpoint. All right. Okay. See you all tomorrow. I'll see you all on Friday or next Monday. And make sure you check out the new videos and contribute to the channel. All right. Good night, everyone. Book it. All right. It's going off in the second half. Book it. I agree with you, Bobby. Caitlin Clark's shooting percentage will go up, and I think her turnovers go down. Her assists will probably, hopefully, go up. All right. So see you later.